We're here just round the corner from the world famous City Ground with a very, very special group of men. Forest legends, both past and present. Viv Anderson, Elliot Anderson, Ryan Yates and Garry Birtles. Chaps, first and foremost, it's a pleasure for me to be sat here to talk to all four of you. I'm sure you've got a lot to say about a lot of things. The cross-generational divide, what Forest has meant to us all in the past and what Forest means to us all right now. Let's get cracking, Ryan. You've been associated with this football club for such a long period of time. Does it feel like home?
Yeah, absolutely. I just can't believe how quick the time's gone, to be honest. It's my 28th birthday the other day.
That makes us all feel old, chaps,
doesn't it? No, but honestly, in football...
It's our 70th next year.
God knows older than that.
Hey, enjoy every minute.
No, it just goes so quickly. A few years in the Premier League now, and the club's been on an upward trajectory for a long time, and it's very exciting to be part of.
It's an amazing thing to see from the outside looking in, and the similarities with you chaps as well, knowing Nottingham like you do, knowing the city, knowing the stadium like you do.
The dodgy places in Nottingham as well, especially.
Every single part of what makes this city so special.
Yeah.
And that sense of being at a club that you understand the people of.
Yeah, when we were playing, we used to finish training, we used to go for lunch somewhere in town, and the ones who were married used to go home and get the kids from school, and the younger ones, like myself and Garry, would stay a bit longer. So it was all a bit of a team spirit we had.
And the team spirit, I mean, obviously, what made its way onto the pitch, Garry, and I've known you a very long time, and you were always part of the club when I was here a very, very long time ago as well. It's been a huge part of your life, hasn't it?
It has, without a doubt. Like Viv said, being born and bred Nottingham and being able to play for your home team town is very special. And still to be coming down to the games and feeling part of it, which we do, is fantastic. And it's just great to see what's happening now. The transformation. And getting back into Europe again, it's so special.
It's not to say that a boy from the northeast can't feel exactly what these chaps are feeling, is it, Elliot? You have fitted in so very, very well. And is it that sense of what the club is, in a kind of family feel? Is that why it's been so easy to settle in?
Yeah, definitely. I think sort of when I joined, everyone sort of said how it's a very family-based club, and all the lads, everyone, the staff made me feel so welcome, and the culture here has just helped me fit in so well and helped me my football get going quickly. And
being a part of what Forest is right now, did you get a sense of that history, being there for so long, of what men like this created, the shoulders of the giants that we're all standing on? Yeah, as soon as you come to the club, I think you realise quickly the rich history. You get told multiple times about the European Cup. But no, I think specifically by Garry. Yeah, a few times to be fair.
Hates it.
But no, I think that's so important. I feel like seeing these guys around the place on match days, it brings the fans, the players, every single person associated with the club closer together, and we use that as inspiration to inspire us to do great things ourselves on the pitch. And any pressure with that though, with these huge figures that are still in and around and the shadow that's cast? Yeah, I think so. But I think pressure shouldn't be seen as a negative, it should be seen as a positive. I think if you play for a massive club like Forest, I think there should be pressure on yourself to perform and achieve great things, because that's
it's always difficult, don't you think? When you've got players who've played there, want to achieve things. I remember going to Man United, and they said, "Well, you're never going to be good as Best Law and Charlton." So you go, "Well, thanks for that." You know what I mean? That's
a very high bar, isn't it?
It's the opening gambit, So it's very difficult because they're always going to talk about the past, So
when you talk about pressure, I mean, great Billie Jean King said, "Pressure is a privilege," and it really is. We were desperate. People think, we want not the current team to succeed. We're desperate, to pass on the mantle so other players can, go and achieve what, we achieved. We're so lucky and so privileged to play professional football. Not many people can play and can say they play professional football in any of the leagues. It's very, very limited to, the number of people who can do it. So, it's just a delight to see the club turning around. I mean, the owner has been brilliant since he came in through COVID.
Hasn't he?
He's invested, keeps investing because he believes, and it's great to see that. And we just love to see this team doing doing really well.
I was apprentice here as well, and I go back. Every time I go back, something else has changed. It's just fantastic what he's spent here. I dread to think how much money he must have spent, because it's fantastic now, the football club.
So when you do look at the City Ground and the way that it has changed since you chaps were here, there's an evolution on the pitch, there's an evolution in broadly in top level football. What feels the same though when you walk in?
Once they come out on the pitch, when they walk out on the pitch, then it all starts then. And that's the only time you judge, really. But I remember being an apprentice, myself and Tony Walker. You were never an apprentice, I came later. You came later.
I came from non-league.
We used to paint the walls down the side, go and get the Monday morning, we'd go and sweep the terraces, and we'd occasionally find a paid packet. We're going, oh, this is great, you know. So,
you never handed it back in there.
Yeah. Well, I did to some people, but yeah, it's a completely different format now. It's great, and we all wish them well.
Well, I came through a different system. I got turned down by Aston Villa when I was 15. Thought my time was, gone. I wasn't going to be making it, and then when I was 20, got the opportunity here, and you just try and grab it with both hands. And lucky enough to.
Did you still believe that it would be your vocation, your career?
I didn't. You don't. I was thought about taking squash up professionally because I was quite good at that. Played with the gaffer when I was in the reserves. I had to let him beat me, of course. When I was in the first
was he
team.
a good squash
player?
player?
He was a cheat.
Was he?
Anybody who knows squash, if you go across somebody, you say, "Would you like that again?" And the gaffer always did it. I said, "No, gaffer, you're all right." Yeah. As a reserve, you don't do things like that. But no, it was. Coming in late probably helped me.
Yeah.
Didn't have to go through the
apprentice route.
Yeah.
Character building, I think they called
Character
it.
building, very much so.
Everything seemed lucky. I got my chance because, somebody else, Peter With, went to Newcastle, and the lad who came in, Steve Elliott, was so unlucky. And then I got my chance, and the rest is history.
You said the rest is history, and you mentioned Brian there, and it was something I was going to chat about in due course, but you can't come away from who he is, what he was to this place. What do you think he'd have made of these two?
He would have loved them both, I think. Loved them both, definitely. I mean, he knew his footballers, I must admit. He wasn't one for coaching, and neither was Pete, in fairness. But
they never came down, did they?
No, they didn't. No, you'd probably see him on a match day.
Well, they didn't watch training?
No. Did they?
He didn't come out for training?
No.
They used to come down with the dogs. They used to have a dog each, and they used to come down. And one famous day, we were down at that horrible training ground, and the gaffer came down, and the groundsman used to put all the grass cuttings in the trees at the corner of it, and it grew nettles up there. And he said, right, Gary Mills, right, Millsy, get us through those nettles. You've got 15 grown men running through nettles. And then
we got beat on the Saturday.
Yeah, and then we came out the other side.
That was a punishment.
But let me finish. And then he said, right, last man in the five-a-side net. You got 15 grown men throwing themselves in a five-a-side net. Honest, it's ridiculous. And Larry Lloyd and Kenny Burns were big lads. If they landed on you, you're in trouble.
Yeah, Trevor Francis like that, £1 million player, and he's going through nettles and boulders and going, and then he'd say, we got to the end, and he'd go, back through again. So that was a punishment for getting beat on the Saturday.
So consider yourself
lucky.
I mean,
very lucky.
Penny for the thoughts of Elliot when you listen to this, working with Sean Dyche, working with Thomas Tuchel. I mean, I presume you're not running through nettles with England, are you?
No, not at all. It's a little bit different. That's a bit.
Sounds like a different game, doesn't it? Really.
I mean, the game's evolved, rightly so.
It's hard to believe some of the things that.
No.
Honestly.
And some of you go, I don't believe that. Mark, what's his name, the goalkeeper?
Crosley.
Mark Crosley's coming out with them. I'm going, I don't remember these.
Well, the night before the League Cup final, we beat Southampton. We were drunk. We went down to the hotel. We were absolutely hammered. We got there, and the gaffer said, right, get your cases up there. We're in that room there. We got down, massive buffet. He said, right, you can have it, whatever you want to drink. So we're drinking lager, champagne. They're telling us about where they started at Hartlepool, all the stories. And at about quarter to 12, Archie Gamble gets up. He said, where are you going? He said, I'm going to have a bath, gaffer. I always do the night before. He said, sit down, you'll go when the rest of us. 10 minutes later, we're going. I'm on all fours on the stairs going up because there's no lift.
You scored that day, didn't you?
I scored 4 on the day, 2 disallowed. We were 1-0 down at half time, if you remember rightly. He went berserk.
I wasn't playing, suspended.
Oh, again. So, that's
I mean, it seems, it's a world away, isn't it? It's a generation, that's the shift. I mentioned England, Elliot, and what what
Can
it
you
is
say
to be
something
good.
quickly? Yeah, we'd have won 4 European Cups if we hadn't been so drunk.
And then that would be a slightly longer chat, guys. So talk us through, Elliot, playing for England, all the hype that's coming your way, huge tournament on the horizon. How has it been settling in?
Yeah, it's been mint. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and it's
It's a great understatement that, it's been mint.
it's all happened so quickly, to be honest, and I feel like I've done quite well to just take it into my stride.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I'm just enjoying every moment and trying to take every opportunity I can get.
And Viv, history maker with the English national team, you?
A long time ago now. That.
Doesn't change though, does it?
Doesn't
A long time, yeah. I mean, it's a great.
Staggering achievement that paves the way for so many more.
It's a great experience, I must admit. Elliot's going through it now. To play for your country is one of the biggest accolades you can do, and I was fortunate to be one of the first.
And the tournament vibe and being in tournaments with a national team, what's that like?
Yeah, it's. The first one I went to Spain, '82, and the manager took me for experience. I didn't play, but it's a great, honestly, to get in the squad, to be there, be around the players, and just to experience it is just phenomenal, really. So, but I've been to 2 and never played, so I can't complain. So.
And the expectation and the focus on you as an international footballer, did it feel different once you'd put the cap on?
You'll know that after his first cap.
Yeah.
People go, well, even the opposition now,
Yeah.
they're like thinking, well, he's an international now. You get more tackles and more everything else that goes with it, but that's part and parcel of it. To be one of the best in the country, that's what you expect.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, I suppose it's a sign of what, and again, going back to the transformation, Ryan, that we've bumped into each other across the years and seen Forest rise from the bottom end of the Championship up into European football. It shows what the club has now reasserted itself as a destination place for players to come and for the careers to blossom.
Yeah, absolutely. Since we got promoted to the Prem, just the level of players we've been able, the owners obviously bought in, the likes of Elliot. It's been unbelievable. The turnover of players, the quality of players this season, our team is strong as it's ever been. And yeah, obviously, El's being very humble, but what a season. He's just come on so much since he's been here, and I'm sure he believes there's plenty more levels to come as well. So yeah, I think it's very exciting and amazing to be part of Nottingham Forest, not only as a player but for every single person connected with the club.
I think you've got to put it into perspective a little bit, comparing Nottingham with the other big cities in the Premier League. Nottingham's very small. It's a city, but you can walk across from one side to the other 25 minutes. You know that. But you go to Liverpool, Manchester, London, and it just shows, the achievement of a club like Nottingham Forest, ongoing still. And it's got to be praised so much because it's not easy to maintain.
It's not easy to maintain, but also when you talk about praising each other, it's that drive and ambition to play for a club like Forest that can lead you into a national team, can't it?
Yeah, without a doubt. It's there for everybody to see, and you would say to Elliot, he's come in there. It's not always easy to change clubs and be a success straight away. I know that from going to Manchester United. I had an absolute nightmare. If I'd have shot John Lennon, he'd still be alive today. Where that was going out, and the first thing the Iranian hostages asked when they got out, has Birtles scored yet? But honest, that was going on when I was at Man United, and that's how bad it can get. It's how you react to.
Is that a regret of yours then?
No, not at all. Man United was always my second side. Big George Best fan, but sometimes it doesn't work. And
you didn't help yourself. You're coming back to Nottingham all the time, weren't you? After training, stuff like that. You never actually moved up initially.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I had to have a bridging loan because the economy was that bad.
Right.
So I went to Wilmslow. I was living next door to Ace Hartford.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I was there for.
You didn't last long.
Yeah. So yeah, they didn't come in at 4 or 5 in the morning. Yeah, the door slamming. Yeah.
Did you miss the city though when you moved away?
Yeah,
the people.
Because born and bred. Yeah. All your mates were there. There was a great pub we used to go to, so you try to get back there for the weekend, and but I signed a 5-year contract. And signed my signing on fee away to come back to Forest because I wanted to come back and play football.
And that
stupid me. If I'd have stayed there for my contract, my house would have been paid for in Wilmslow, but I wanted to come and play football, so I signed it all away like a fool, and but it was about playing football.
Well, and that's any currency as a player is the minutes that you're getting on the pitch and the games that you've been able to churn out. Watching you chaps in recent years and seeing the comfort and the enjoyment, if you like, of playing for Forest. Is that reflective of how the club has made you feel? Is that reflective of the managers that you played for, Elliot? Is it your natural approach to playing football?
Yeah, I think so. I think obviously, I think it helped the way how we were performing last year. It was obviously we were really, really good, and we probably overachieved as what people would have said at the start of the year. I remember seeing people saying we were going to go down and stuff, and then ended up.
Was there a motivation in that to prove them wrong first and foremost?
Yeah, 100%. Even talking to Ryan and a few of the lads as we're coming through the season, we're only looking above us, and we don't look down. And I think sort of that's Ryan's mentality as well, which I've been sort of learning from is this season as well. He's already saying it, lads. We've got to look up the top 10. And but no, yeah, it's just playing here. It's a huge club, and yeah, it's really proud. I
think again the word evolution's been used, but Ryan, you must have felt that as well, because you see a huge football club getting back into the top division after such a long time away. Then the first season or so, it's about hanging on for dear life, making sure you can bridge that gap. Yeah. But the aspirations change. The appearance of Nottingham Forest has gone back to what these two fellas were involved in, which is knocking around at the top half to start with, and then further up the league. Is that now what this place is back to being, looking upwards? I
think we always have to strive season on season to improve. I think, the first couple of years were about survival, obviously with the points deduction. So yeah, it was tough, but obviously after a fantastic year, you want to kick on again. But then there's new challenges. We've got Europe to contend with, and yeah, it can be difficult. But yeah, I think you want to see that improvement. But sometimes it's. My dad always told me when I was younger, you know, football's a roller coaster, and you just have to ride it out sometimes. And yeah,
I've got a question. What about the foreign players? Is it difficult to get over what Forest is? You know, what they've been through and all that? No.
I think they learn quickly. I think after a couple of home games, I think they quickly realise what it's all about here. Right. But yeah, I think coming from different countries, I can imagine myself going and playing in France or Spain. Not speaking the language, I would find it difficult, and I probably take that for granted. And yeah, we should probably give them a little bit more time to settle in as well. Yeah, of course, that's the nature of football. And yeah,
I think the achievement this current team are achieving at the moment. You look at the three teams that keep coming up from the Championship; they've gone straight back down. And you know, you've got to give Fulham credit, Bournemouth, Brentford, and Forest have stayed there as well. So that's how difficult it can be to stay in the Premier League. So getting the right people, right players, but getting the right manager. I mean, Steve Cooper did a great job. You know, I think he united the whole club, and I'm glad to see him back in football again. And it's carried on, and you have to make tough decisions sometimes. Look, we've seen this season, you know, third manager, but you have to do that sometimes, and you have to be brave enough, and you have to give the owner, you know, the credit for doing that, because, you know, sometimes it's not easy, it's hard, and you know, we've seen the benefit so far of what Sean Dyche and his staff are doing.
And you mentioned the ownership. I mean, Viv, you look at the way that the football club's run and managed and led. How much credit does the owner take for that? Because he's done it in his own way, hasn't he?
As I said earlier, every time I come down, there's something changed at the football club, and he spent more money on this, that, the other. So yeah, he's got to take an enormous amount of credit. Keeping Gibbs White was a really big thing as well for the football club, I think. You know, having watched Tottenham the other night, he'd be going, thank God I stayed here. But yeah, I think he's got to take a hell of a lot of credit.
And for you players as well, right now, knowing that your best players are sticking around and wanting to be part of it, that must be a great feeling as a squad.
You want players performing for Forest, and you want them to see them linked, because that means we're doing well as a team, and you're doing well as an individual. Yeah. Football's a business at the end of the day, and that's what it's all about. Everyone wants to play for the best clubs in the world.
Don't go to Real Madrid.
They're not that good. And yeah, I think you can only see that as a positive when the best players are performing week in, week out for club and country. I think you have to be really proud of that, and enjoy it for as long as it lasts. And
Elliot's an example of that, isn't he?
absolutely, yeah.
Week in, week out, we keep on putting in performances, and people keep on watching him, and they go, "Oh, we'll get him in the England squad." Then he does rubbish, and then we go. So that's the way you do it. That's the only way. That's what Gaz did. That's what I did. You have to play every week, do it to your best, and people take notice. And next thing you know, oh, you're in the England squad. Bloody hell! Now you're going to a World Cup. Oh, bloody hell! That's how it works.
Do your teammates start treating you differently then? Is there an element of them making sure that your feet are on the floor and you don't get too big for your boots?
What?
We kept our feet on the floor.
Yeah.
People like Lloyd and Burns.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so. No, I think lads have probably. I think it depends what personality you are. I definitely don't think Elliot's like that one bit.
No, I think, to be honest, in our team we've got I don't think there's really any individuals that would get like that. I think that's why also our recruitment's been so good, because we're brought in not just good players but good characters. Yeah. And I think it really helps the team and stuff. So yeah, I don't think we need to worry about that.
How good do you think it is at the moment? You're seeing the benefit of the depth of the squad. Now Chris has been out for a while. You've had your injury problems, and now the results are coming even without Chris being in the team. Big miss, but Hutchinson coming in. Certain players have come in and done well. Jesus up front. It's good to see that depth of squad is working, and it needs to because of Europe and
because at the time they're signing players for fun. You're going, where's he come from? Where's he? But it's turned out he's got a decent squad now, and they can move on from here, I think.
Yeah, it's a massive help, really. I think, obviously, as you say, with all the tournaments we're in and Europe and things, at the start of the season, everyone said, well, there's too many players and stuff. But if you look now, we've got maybe 4 or 5 injuries, I think, at the minute, and then people are starting to play. We've got Maka, who hasn't had the minutes he would like, but he's got to come in. He's a top player. We've got so many good players that can come in and fill in for anyone.
The lad on Chisholm as well, he hasn't played much, has he? Is it?
He's another great player.
Yeah.
Young player. We've got so many young players like Amari.
What he did for the goal.
Who is it?
Amari.
Oh, right, yeah.
What he did for the goal for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great player.
Does that help to keep you all on your toes then? And the level in training must be through the roof then, I presume.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we've signed. This is probably certainly the best squad we've had since we've been in the Premier League. And yeah, if you have that competition, lads aren't daft. They know they need to play well, or 1 or 2 games not performing, you're going to be on the bench. And yeah, I think that's what will get you the results in the end when you've got that competition in games, in training. If lads know they haven't got someone at their heels wanting to take their shirt, you're going to take your foot off a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's really lovely to sit and listen to you all talk and be very complimentary about each other. And we are looking at Elliot quite a bit as well, which is absolutely right, Elliot. But having watched you play and see you sat here now, there's a real nice humility to you. But there's a massive personality on the football pitch. Is that like a flick of a switch for you? Is it? You never stop talking, you never stop demanding.
Yeah. It's a Geordie, what do you expect?
Never met Shah Geordie, is what you're trying to say. But is that like the game face type thing you put on?
Yeah. As you say, I look like I never stop talking, but when I'm sat here, I'm quite shy. When I'm sat here, I'm quite shy. So I just change, and I've always said that to the people around me. I'm a different guy when I go on the pitch. I get really competitive. And whether that's a good thing or not in training, you might think.
Classmate, you're a winner. That's what Elliot is. He's a winner, and that breeds as well. When we sign players that are winners in training, you can't. That's football. If you love the game and you're a winner, it just helps the team, and you can see that in Elliot. That's
you
just
look at the Man United
about.
players. They talk about Roy Keane. They all talk about Roy Keane because he's a winner, and he wants the players to perform at a high level. And if you're not up to his level, you're out the team.
Was that the same with? Because I mean, the stories now, because there is that generational shift with it, and they're now kind of told, as you say, with Mark Crossley, that you get to that after dinner kind of spot where there's maybe an extra 10% on it, and players are sat here thinking, hang on, you didn't do, or like before a European Cup final, you did not very much, and then won. And then you sat here thinking, how does that possibly work? Was that just a special man at a special time with special players? Would it have happened anywhere else?
I think so. I think so.
Brian and Pete, the partnership between those two was incredible, and he sent you out on the pitch with your mind empty. Yeah. He trusted you when he put you on that team sheet. Right, you go out there, give me everything you've got. He said, I'll carry on off on my back if I need be. But he trusted you, and there was nothing in your mind when you went out apart from winning a football match, doing individually what you had to, but being part of that team ethic as well. And we were so lucky to be managed by one of the greatest managers of all time.
And he inherited some good players. He inherited you, me, Woody, Mike O'Neill.
I came later, didn't he? You won the
when he
league.
brought you, got you in. Bomber was here, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So there's there's 6 of us here. When he first walked in the door, was the nucleus of the team.
Well, I
which
signed
is
for
very
2,000 from Long Eat United.
Say
So
again?
I signed for 2,000 quid from Long Eat United.
That was too much.
I was a floor layer.
That was too much. You should be giving some of that back.
You know what they said? They were going to put a fence up because there was a fence where everybody snuck in at Long Eaton. Still not put no fence up. You can still
Garry
sneak
Birtles
in.
fence.
Yeah. So where the 2 grand went, I don't know.
So when Ryan talks about Elliot coming in, and again your era of players coming into the football club, I mean John McGovern, the size of a player such as that, what it became for Forest, is it? Would it have been the same thing?
Well, Schultz coming in was a big thing for us.
So we mean business now. Here
Yes,
he comes.
exactly.
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
He was one of the best goalkeepers, and thinking, "Oh, we're going to get him, great." And then Trevor Francis came in.
Yeah.
You know, people like that.
And when he's laying down a lot of money.
Absolutely,
for Trevor,
absolutely, the first £1 million player.
Yeah.
So it was a big thing at the time for Forest to do that, and we thought nobody thought they'd do that, they'd achieve that, or could even pay it.
Yeah.
But so those sort of players just set the club like that.
And when you are in that era of developing a football club and putting it on the map, like I said to Elliot and Ryan, it was such a long time for us being out the top flight, a generation of football fans that had missed and gone and passed them by. But the reason it's the size it is because of what you did, isn't it? It was big, always been a big football club.
It has, yeah.
But you get promoted, you win the league, you win back-to-back European Cups. The size of this football club depends on the work that you've done. So what was it like Forest at the time? Obviously there's certain similarities, things have changed, things have stayed the same, but were you walking into what felt like a fundamentally smaller club at the time?
Oh yeah. I mean, as I said, I came as an apprentice, so it was a smaller club. And the first person I saw was a lad called Tony Woodcock, who ended up playing 40 odd times for England and all the rest of it. So yeah, so to us it was like being an apprentice. To get an apprenticeship at Nottingham Forest was, because I'd been to Manchester United for a year, didn't get in, they said they're going to go back to Nottingham, so I did, got a job, and then they said come and play in our youth team. I played in a youth team when I was 15, 16, and then they said we're going to give you an apprenticeship. So it snowballed from there. So from, like Gary, from 1 minute Mum and Dad said get a job because you've had that football thing up and down to Man United for a year and they didn't want you. So you had to go.
I was the same with Villa. I went for a month's trial and was turned down.
Yeah.
My mum and dad let me get off my GCEs, the exams, so I missed. There wasn't an S in it then, it was GCE. So I missed the exams and I had to get myself a job. Yeah. My dad was a floor layer, so I went down the Labour Exchange and got a job as a floor layer.
I was only there 6 weeks, so I wasn't as bad as that. So, and then I went to Forest and the rest is history. But
What was your job, Viv?
I was a silk screen printer. Okay. You know what that means?
Go now.
No, at lunchtime you say, what sandwiches do you want? We'd like ham sandwich, we'd like cup of tea. I was the gopher, really. But
I'm thinking you made the screen with the thing on.
The stickers that would go back of lorries. You know, inflammable stuff that goes on lorries.
Yeah.
I did that maybe twice.
Yeah.
But the rest of it was getting teas and coffees and everything else for everybody else.
There's that little dip in the toe of the real world, then really make your mind up and think, this football thing really has to happen.
Yeah, because I thought it was the end, like Gary. That's the end of me now. This is me for life. And lucky enough, Forest came along and said, come and play in our youth team. Got the day off. Said, could you come back next week? I said, oh yeah, go back next week. And then next thing you know, they offered me an apprenticeship.
Well, the three of us, me, Tony and Viv, played in the Young Elizabethan League.
Which is a local league,
I played for Attenborough, he played for Priory Celtic, you played for Clifton Athletic.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We played against each other on a weekly basis sort of thing. So that's where we come from, through that sort of football, and we're just lucky enough to, be able to talk about it today.
That's the thing that always stands out, I think, when without having a conversation with ex and current players, it being quite internalised. You boys would have seen it as well, because it's every young person's dream to play football, isn't it? But the sacrifice, the hours that go into it, the driving around, your parents doing everything that they possibly can to get you where you need to be. Can you comprehend how much hard work's gone into get where you are, or is it just, I loved it, I wanted it to happen, and it did?
For me, I think you sometimes forget when you're in that bubble you're just focused on the next training session, recovering right, when's the next game, on your processes and stuff. I think at the end of the season, when you actually reflect on what you're doing, or I don't know, you might just...
And how you got there.
And you think, wow, I speak to my friends and he's doing some bricklaying or whatever. My dad's still fitting windows, but he loves it. He's been doing it all his life. But it makes you think, wow, we are really lucky to be doing what we're doing, and you think about what it took you to get there.
It's only ever a very small percentage of people who play football ever make it. Is it 2%, something like that?
I think
it's a very small,
probably even less. I mean, it's that small that in any other walk of life, if they presented you with that probability, you'd walk out. You think, well, that's ridiculous. I'm not going to devote my time to this. But when you do get through and climb the mountain, and again, like we said earlier on with you, Gary, the fact that you get to 20, which as a younger footballer is positively ancient, isn't it? When you think, I've not been picked up here, I don't really know what I'm doing.
Exactly, no chance. I've got 18, what is he now, 19, but he was at Man City, so picking him up, putting different shirts on, Man United one week, City next week, Liverpool the next week. So I've done all that. I'm going, oh, why? Somebody make a decision, please. So he ended up going to City. He was there at 16, did his ACL, and now he's at Stoke. He's just come back from a loan period at Cork City. So, and he loves it. He loves it, honestly.
It's good he went on loan.
Pardon?
That's good.
You loan spells yourself.
That's why it's really good he went on loan. Did he like it? Well, how did he
he loved it. House with 5 lads, cooking himself, all the rest of it, getting to training himself, It's called a character building, isn't it? It's not cushioned at Newcastle. Everybody picks you up, takes you there.
You went to Bristol Rovers,
Where did he go? Oh yeah, went to Bristol Rovers. Oh, the madman. The manager.
So did you, from the point of view, it's quite a pertinent point to make, because we talk about the familial feel of the club and how wonderfully inclusive it is. But when you are going out on loan, is it that means to an end? Was there ever, you get a couple of loans and you think, well, this one might be the one that takes me away from Nottingham, from the city, from Forest?
I think, for me, that made me more motivated. But then I had to go. Elliot only went on one, and they thought, no, he's too good. He needs to play. He needs to play in the first team. But I had 4 separate ones. But then I think that builds the resilience, that desire to
come back, opposed to going, I want to stay here because it's quite not as good as
You see the standards, you see, and then you realise, I think it's so important if the lads aren't going to get into the first team straight away, that they get out on loan in some capacity, wherever, because it just opens your eyes to how lucky we are.
I think it's brilliant that players do that. You're willing to do that. You see so many just sit on the backsides,
take the money,
take the big money. Their agents are saying, well, you don't have to go anywhere. We're on this, you're on that. But it's a limited time you get to play professional football. Exactly.
Well, my son's gone from playing 21s, captain 21s, and them saying, well, you need to play men's football. To learn men's football, and that's what he's done. He's done the court, came back now, and he's looking to go on loan somewhere else now. You look at Eze. I think he had 7 loans, didn't he? Something like that. He's been over
and bounced out of different clubs as well, doesn't he?
I think clubs don't take the gamble on you unless you've got senior games, really. They don't really want to take
That's your only currency as a player, isn't it? Having your games under your belt.
I think your first loan is probably the hardest loan to get. For me, it was anyway. I ended up being a good loan, but I was struggling to find one. And
how long were you there for?
January till the end of the season.
Oh, right. And how was it fitting in?
It was good. I loved it. It was obviously my first time with a proper team and older players and stuff, and I loved it. When I came back in the summer, and I was like, I want to go back. But now it's quality. I think Shola was obviously mates with Joey Barton, and he rang him saying, "Can you take this player? No one wants him." Luckily, he said
times have changed.
I know, But no, I loved it.
See, clubs will take a gamble on a forward because you could come off as sub and maybe get a goal. But when you talk about midfield
it's an easier
players,
position you base it safe.
Because do you go on loan, Gaz? No.
I had the chance. I was going to go to Mansfield for £110 a week,
right?
And Frank Clark said, "Don't go." He said, "I've got a feeling. I've just heard that you might get an opportunity." Right. And I was willing to go, just because I was getting nowhere. And luckily, I didn't go.
See, Tony went to Lincoln.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean? So it's a key old thing. It's easy for, as I said, forwards. It can come on, sub, make an impact. If you're a midfield player or centre half or fullback,
speaking to Zach
you
about
go,
this.
well, I'm going to take this lad because he made a mistake. It's going to cost me the game. You know, so it's people.
It's a little bit different. I was a striker at Manchester United, but still, this is how bad it got at United. I used to go in and train in the morning. They're a very religious club, and the priest was there. And one morning he said, "Gary, we're praying for you." I thought, that's all I need. I'm an absolute stinker. And he comes in and said, "We're praying for you." Oh, goodness me.
Even the big man upstairs isn't helping you.
Yeah.
The big man upstairs was a City fan.
So blue top. Do you reckon? And it's always a debate between different generations of players. You two in the modern game. What's your thoughts? Easy peasy.
Could we play?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. He definitely could play. I don't know about me, getting up and down then, but
I just love running. I was the best trainer along with John McGovern. What I used to do, I used to have a month, 3 weeks off, and then I used to prep.
Yeah.
Start running gradually, build up to the first day back pre-season.
Yeah.
So I was hitting the road straight away, so I could run at the front, get myself prepared. Maybe earlier than some of the others. I don't know.
Earlier than some of your other teammates.
When he said, I did the opposite.
Literally worked your way backwards.
Absolutely no. That long distance run, I just to hate that. Short stuff I was all right at, but
I wanted
long
to do the
stuff,
London Marathon, but it was always in April, which was the season, so I never got to do it because I just loved.
What, just a bit of
running.
fun?
Yeah, I just love running.
Okay.
Yeah, I love
I
running.
mean, yeah.
But I mean, from an evolution point of view with the modern day, you see the responsibility of fullbacks now, and you see how much they contribute going forward. And there is that. I mean, you look at the pitch at the City Ground; it's
Immaculate,
like a carpet, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's quite an obvious one, isn't there, from generational shifts in what footballers. Maybe not. You don't begrudge the modern day player, but there's the financials are vastly different. But
I'd love to earn £300,000 a week.
So, yeah, not naming names. But what's the similarities that you see? Is anything fundamentally different? You both still watch a lot of football, cover a lot of football.
I've listened to Sean saying about basics. They're the most important things in football. If you don't have basics, you don't have anything else. You can't get away with it. If you've got the basics, the right training, your fitness levels, everything else comes with it. People used to say, "Well, how did you do that on the pitch?" I said, "I've got no idea. It's just instinctive when you get the ball." I might have struggled as a striker now because strikers don't seem to get as much of the ball. You listen to
Look at Haaland, yeah.
He'll have 11 touches in a half and score a bloody hat trick. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's the difference.
How it's changed for me. Centre halves have more of the ball than anybody. Yeah. So giving Lloyd and Burns the ball, you go whoa, but it's completely different now.
It's fascinating to hear what that looks like. So what does it look like from your two's vantage point? The game back in the day.
Obviously,
I've seen it.
I've watched DVDs and I watched Premier League years.
Even mentioning DVDs.
No, honestly,
that shows
seriously.
how old you are.
I'm watching players dribbling with the ball and it's bouncing up, and I just think every single detail in not, I wouldn't even say in football, I think just in every sport, especially football because it's so huge. It's just like the pitch, the nutrition, like you say, you couldn't get up and down, but everyone's doing it, so you would.
It's relative.
Everyone goes in the gym now, so
we had one physio. And that was it.
I mean.
I never went to the gym in my life. Never ever been in the gym.
You say, could George Best play today? Of course he would, because he would adapt. He'd get better boots, he'd better facilities, he'd adapt, because he was clever enough to work it out. So we'd adapt. What do we have to do? We'd do.
It's a great debate, though, isn't it? It's a great debate. We
Yeah.
have with the lads, like, what would you be like if you played back in the day? Or
Well, you've seen the pitches we played on in the day, back in the day. Dear me.
Well, it was good. When I went to Man United, you couldn't play through the midfield because it gets stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
So we had to bang it long, and Mark Hughes would fight somebody at the top end, and we try and get up because there's none of that pass like we do now. It's completely different. You've got to adapt to what you got in front of you, and that pitch was rubbish at the time.
We've got to mention what this place is like on a European night, haven't we? It's been folklore for such a long period of time for, as I said, a generation of the fans and players. But now it's back. It just looks and feels immense.
It's class.
Well, people say to us, "What was it like in your day?" I bet it was really loud, and we say no. Compared with now, every time Muller Kintyre comes on now, there's hairs in the back. Absolutely every time. You know, I'm stood there in the stand singing it, you know, because it's special. You know, I was there for when the mist rolling in from the Trent. I was there that game when it got called off, when he just came over the Trent end. It was ridiculous. Never seen anything like it. But it's just so special when you play for this club.
The Malmö game, was it semi-final? Malmö here?
No, we beat them in the final.
No, not Malmö, sorry, I meant Cologne. Cologne in the semi-final there, the atmosphere was unbelievable.
Yeah, but what it is now, it's just staggering.
Yeah.
It really is. Fans are brilliant.
It's better.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
And I presume that fuels you when you're on the pitch. Do you zone it out? Do you drink it in?
I like to have a little look round. Just before kick-off, I'll have a little look round. And it definitely gets you going. As I say, I get goosebumps before I play, and yeah.
People used to say, "Can you hear it?" Or I said, "No, it's just like a drone in the background." You know, your concentration levels are that high. You just put everything else out of your mind and just concentrate on what's important.
You've got to thank the public as well. You sell out every week. You can't get a ticket.
No,
which is brilliant. So they're doing something right.
A few years ago, I was giving them away. Come on,
20 quid. It's 20 quid for you.
But that goes back to what we started the conversation with. But yes, we've all got a little bit of bias towards Forest and what it's meant to all of us. But the community, the culture of the club, the unity of the fans and the players, because there have been, safe to say, fallow periods, haven't they? But these are now the most recent glory days, aren't they?
Yeah, I've mentioned a few times, especially when I sort of first broke in, bottom end of the Championship, been in there for so long. Yeah, it was tough, a lot of criticism.
Do you get a bit more because you're the homegrown? Is there a bit more pressure on?
He's from Lincoln, man.
Yeah,
It's not that far, Viv.
Close enough.
Closer than Whitley Bay.
True. That's true. Don't you be saying local.
it's nearly as close as Clifton.
Yeah.
When I first broke in, I was reading everything. After a good game, I was up there, and then bad game down there. Now I'm sort of a bit
thing
more,
to do.
A bit more level with it. But now it's class. I think we just have to enjoy these times, but it's getting that fine balance, I think, between always looking for more, but also realising how lucky we are, how privileged we are, and but you want to achieve something great like that. I think that's what it's all about.
I just love the unity you seem to have. You know, it started with Steve, and I think you with Nuno last season. Every goal or every win was celebrated like you won the World Cup. Absolutely,
that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and the fans love to see that you care that much about it, and it's not false. That's the thing. It's genuine. You know, you can clearly see.
You can't fake it, can you?
No, you can see they love every minute, and that's great because we get caught up in it. You know, as ex-players, you just get caught up in it. And it's great.
You said a right thing there about enjoying it. Enjoy it while you can. You must enjoy it.
I didn't, but now I am. The more older I'm getting,
it'll pass you by very quickly. So it's important you enjoy it, and you must enjoy it. You know? Playing for England and playing every week for a club like this is something you should enjoy.
You want to create memories, like that's what I'm trying to feed to the lads. Like let's create something like we'll look back on and think, oh, that was unbelievable. Like remember when we beat them, or like Anfield, you obviously unbelievable. You can look back, we beat them 3-0, then we beat them 1-0 last year. It just so
good. You were the last team they didn't score against again last season, so brilliant.
We used to think if we could get a corner at Anfield, we've done something really special there. Because we never won there, did we? No, never won there. So what these boys have done is great.
I think we spoke about before, Yates, when we were saying I think we can get quite guilty of always looking for more, don't we?
Yeah, all the time.
You beat Anfield away or whatever, and you're straight away looking at Malmö on Thursday, and you always want more. I think you never really take time to appreciate what you're doing. As you say, maybe at the end of the season you'll look back and sort of think about what you've done and enjoy it. But we're always looking forward to the next thing and trying to push on and do the next best thing.
It's important.
It is, but sometimes you're always just thinking about it, and actually you just need to take a step back and just enjoy the moment.
Soak it up.
Yeah.
The only time you do that is when you're on your ship, on your boat at the end of the season, going down in Barbados somewhere. You go, I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the eras are so different, money-wise and everything. We didn't play for money because there wasn't, a great deal in it then, was there?
You speak for yourself, Gaz.
No. They always said that about mercenary. Yeah, I mean. And the pitches were incredible. I mean, I think we played 130 odd games in 2 seasons when we won the
Oh, 71 season, I remember that.
Yeah, I counted mine with all the
international games and stuff.
and the build-up games, because Clough treated everyone like you were playing Man United,
Right.
pre-season games. But you just did it. You because you were privileged to be a professional footballer. You loved every minute of it. I had to have the club doctor out at the end of the second season because my body came out in blood blisters. Couldn't get out of bed. It was that bad, and the doctor had to come to my house. But I didn't care. I was playing professional football and loving every minute of it.
Was that after the final, the second
Yeah,
one?
the second
Yeah,
one.
because you ran your nuts off that day.
Yeah.
And everybody said,
Well, there's Clough, the visionary. We started 4-4-2, getting battered after 10 minutes, dropped Gary Mills back into a 4-5-1.
yeah, yeah.
And I was up front by myself.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
you do.
And you just worked your chipe off, I remember that.
Yeah.
That phrase still works in different generations as well. So the Malmö game then, being able to, there can't be a week that goes by without people mentioning it to you and being around here and what it means to people. And it would have changed people's lives. It would have defined people's lives watching it.
I was lucky enough to be here for the draw with John McGovern on the day.
There was something in the stars. It must have felt
we all
like
sat
it.
there, and as soon as Malmö came out, the whole room just erupted. Not me and John, but everybody realised that how important the Malmö thing was.
Yeah.
And for the owner to invite the Malmö team from 79 over, what a class act that is as well. You know, it could be a really good night, but focus is on winning the game. Nothing to do with us. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, my granddaughter's going to be a mascot on the night as well.
Fantastic.
So that's going to be special.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's about these lads. You know, it's about what they're achieving. To miss out on the Champions League last season was, you know, so disappointing for them, I'm sure. But you know, still in Europe.
If they win it, they go in the Champions League, yeah?
Yeah, Tottenham did, didn't they?
Pardon?
Tottenham did.
That's relatively straightforward then. That's just win it.
No pressure.
Win it, you'll be fine. Is that, given, it's been fascinating to hear how you've all kind of interacted and talked to each other. Elliot, what taken away from the conversation, obviously they're saying enjoy it, is that the little nugget of, a little pearl of wisdom that you walk out of this conversation with? Getting more in the moment and soaking it up?
I think so, yeah. Can't wait for Thursday night now. I'm just gonna enjoy it. Yeah. No, yeah, 100%. I think it's just talking about the historic in the club and things, and yeah, it's really nice to hear, to be honest. And it just makes you sort of want to go out there and do something special that you have done before, I think.
It's not being flippant saying that. It really means something. You know, for us as players, you know, to be out there doing that, putting smiles on people's faces. You know, you look at the crowd around you, and we sit and watching the game, you look at the fans around, and you know, it's special for them. And these are the lads who are, you know, making that happen at the moment. And you know, long may it continue.
And you mentioned about the fact that it flies by. I think Yates is probably right in the middle of understanding that it flies by, and then understanding that when you do turn 28, you're probably close. Well, you never know, you might play till you're 40. But is that the great thing that I'm hearing from you is that ability to, and I mean mature, not in a condescending way, but to mature into what this club needs from you, but also that rallying cry of almost shaking each other, saying, "Come on, let's make our memories. Let's be sat around a table in 25 years, maybe, talking about it."
Yeah, it's so tough because I had, say, Michael Dawson saying, Yates, you just enjoy it. I was probably like 21, 22. Just, mate, it's unbelievable playing Forest. And I'm just like, yeah, Dawson, cheers. And I'm sort of saying, like, lads, I'm 28. Passes you by. Just go on, just enjoy. Like, it's so good. We're so lucky.
Hope I'm in here in 25 years still talking about
That
it.
would be
as well.
amazing
That'd be
if
nice.
that would be the case, wouldn't it? But it's, I think it just once again reaffirms just how special the place is, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And enjoy it, honestly. Passes you by very quickly.
I think Nottingham is quite a special place. Some of our generation, the number of, you know, where they come from, Newcastle, Manchester, you know, far and wide. There are so many of our generation still living in Nottingham, Derby, just on the fringes. Archie Gemmell, John Hare, John McGovern, you know, Colin Barrett, Frank Clark. There's a number of them still, you know, living around here. Just the deserters, him and Woodcock, going down south. And yeah, but that's... Yeah. You know, it means a lot, I think, to people, what was achieved there.
And to see them at the ground, you know, to see these players at the ground from time, the punters love it. Yeah. They love it. And they're invited. Club invites them, it's great. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's important to keep the legacy going.
Yeah, as long as possible, yeah.
Yeah.
Best way to finish, Viv. Well done.
You're welcome.
All good? All good?